how's it going? Before this video starts, I'm going to explain what an iceberg video is for people who are unfamiliar with these type of videos. A iceberg is a tier list that begins with the most common trivia and theories at the top to the least common at the bottom. Now, since I got that out the way, let's roll the intro.
OK K.O. You fight till the end. You are my best friend. Let's be heroes. OK K.O. Let's start the
The Lakewood Plaza is the main setting of the series. There are several stores located within the plaza, like Gar's Hero Supply Bodega owned by Mr. Gar. This is where K.O., Enid, and Rad work. The fitness dojo ran by K.O.'s mother, Carol. iFrame Outlet owned by Sir Ephraim. This is where Real Magic Skeleton and Brandon work. Burrito Beardo, ran by Beardo himself. There's also the Neorama Game Center, the Winter Kebab Restaurant, Logic Cuts ran by Mr. Logic, the Wash and Wash, the Air-to-Go Airport, the Fantastic Video Store, the cafe where Barista Pup worked, the Internet Cafe, and the library. Lakewood Plaza Turbo was also a free-to-play video game app that could be played by downloading the app from the Play Store. Lakewood Plaza Turbo was also the name of the pilot before being renamed to OK K.O.
Lakewood Plaza Turbo!
Let's Meet Sonic was a crossover episode that premiered on August 4th in 2019. Sonic came to the plaza because he saw a flyer that said the bodega had the best chili dogs in the multiverse. In the crossover special, Sonic is voiced by Roger Craig Smith, who's been the voice of video game Sonic since 2010, and Tails is voiced by Colleen O'Shaughnessy, who's been the voice of Tails since 2014. TKO is the turbo form of KO. His first appearance was in the 26th episode of Season 1. TKO was created from KO's negative emotions. In this form, KO loses his headband, which causes his hair to flow down his back. He now wears purple spiked wristbands, has sharp teeth, and has dark eyeshadow. TKO is the opposite of KO. Instead of being cheerful and peppy like KO, TKO is mean-spirited and angsty. Crossover Nest is an 11-minute TV special that premiered on October 18th in 2018. The series featured callbacks to old Cartoon Network characters and Cartoon Network City. Crossover Nessus was made to celebrate Cartoon Network's 25th anniversary. Stephanie Nadoli was the original voice for K.O. before getting replaced by Courtney Taylor. Nadoli has voiced K.O. in most of the cartoon shorts and a couple of episodes in Season 1. Nadoli is also known for voicing Kid Gohan in Dragon Ball Z, and also Kid Goku in Dragon Ball, which for some reason most people never really mention her Kid Goku role. Maybe they haven't seen the original Dragon Ball, I don't know. Just look how innocent she makes Goku sound in the scene.
Thanks, I gotta go. Bye, Goku! What about the wedding? I'll be back. I'll try some of that next time. Goodbye, Goku!
The way the characters pronounce sorry in OK K.O. is based on the way the character AJ from the pilot AJ's Infinite Summer says sorry to his friends at the end of the episode. Fun fact, AJ's Infinite Summer was created by OK K.O. executive producer Toby Jones. The pronunciation is also based on the 90s anime dubbing that was done in Canada. In this case, a lot of dubbing characters said sorry with a Canadian accent.
Hombres! I sure am sorry. I was a big bulbous butt about this whole thing.
We forgive you.
Yeah, pal.
Nice.
The Koala Princess is a student at Point Prep. Koala Princess has the power to turn herself into a koala. She's the daughter of the Queen of Down Underland. If the Koala Princess doesn't consume enough eucalyptus leaves, she loses energy and has to sleep for 18 hours. There was also a mention of the Koala Princess in Steven Universe, but in Steven Universe, Koala Princess is an anime series. Also, this Koala Princess is not the same Koala Princess from Point Prep. This was her mom, the Queen from Down Underland, who was known as the Koala Princess at the time.
I'm Miss Pastel. And this is my pet koala. I'm a princess! Koala princess!
There are many theories of who was K.O.'s father. Some people thought that Mr. Gar was K.O.'s real father, or that Crinkly Wrinkle was K.O.'s father. Yeah, I know, weird. Or that a real magic skeleton is the corpse of K.O.'s dead father that lost his memory. But if you finish the series, you know who K.O.'s father is. Personally, I'm not going to spoil it here because even though the series is kind of a little old, there's a chance that someone's watching this video and hasn't finished the series yet, and I don't want to spoil it for them. Crinkly Wrinkly is a character in the OK K.O universe. One of the running gags in the series is that Crinkly Wrinkly has been shown to show up in unusual places, like being underground in the episode Mystery Science Fair 21X. In the episode Lad and Logic, K.O was surprised that Crinkly Wrinkly was there when Mr. Logic was discussing his past. Crinkly Wrinkly pops up next to them and says that he's everywhere. There were a couple of theories about Laser Blast, Venomous, and Shadowy Figure during the earlier season. In one theory, people have speculated that Laser Blast and Venomous are brothers since they resembled each other. Another theory is that they're all the same person, since all three of them are voiced by the same person. There's even a theory that Shadowy Figure is K.O from the future. Also, fun fact, these three characters are voiced by the guy who plays Trevor in GTA 5.
That wasn't the request.
Let's Not Be Skeletons premiered on February 26 in 2018. The episode starts with Mr. Gar and his employees unloading inventory from a truck. At that very moment, a vehicle runs into the loading truck, causing it to explode. A man gets out the vehicle and introduces himself as Gil Ferris. Gil explains that he's here to help to give customers of the plaza and aids to defend themselves against the villainous activity in the form of a device called a skeleton remote, which turns everyone into a skeleton. This episode got a little bit of backlash, mainly for being a little too preachy. In this episode felt more like an anti-gun PSA. I don't know, maybe they added a gospel music segment in it because they were aware how preachy this episode sounded. And also, an episode like this kind of felt out of place from a show where, you know, a guy can literally come out of a store with a bazooka and a kid can get access to a laser sword and fire gauntlets without anyone batted in the eye.
Delicious.
I'm not really a review channel, but I'll link a video that reviews a specific episode if you're interested. Dr. Greyman just came back from a solo mission. He claims he found a secret lab that belongs to an unknown villain. Inside the lab there were 3 weapons in the form of 3 colored spears. Each spear holds a different power. The blue spear explodes and creates a black hole. The green spear makes things shrink to subatomic levels. The red spear can remove someone's powers when it explodes. Laser Blast suggests that they go back to the secret lab that Dr. Greyman found. Laser Blast heads off to where the weapons were found. Also, Silver Spark and Elbow tag along as backup. Laser Blast wants to go inside by himself and claims the other 2 are still junior members and shouldn't go with him. He goes alone and Elbow talks to Silver Spark outside while they wait for him. Elbow is aware that Silver Spark is dating Laser Blast and gets confused on what to say and compares himself and Silver Spark to a sandwich. While trying to talk about their relationship, suddenly a loud noise is heard coming from the store. There's an explosion inside the store. The store starts to float away, then it shrinks until it vanishes in the sky. Silver Spark yells at Elbow for stopping her from saving Laser Blast, claiming it was all his fault, which makes him drop his sandwich he was holding. Brandon is a minor character in the OK K.O universe. He is usually seen hanging out with the real Magic Skeleton, and sometimes Droop. There is a gag in the series where the words on Brandon's t-shirt change during certain scenes. In the episode Thank You for Watching the Show, during the scene when Enid heads off to Witch College, it's implied that she goes to Luna Nova Academy, the school from the anime Little Witch Academia. Enid is wearing the same uniform of Luna Nova and even has a witch broom with the same design. Succulentus is a retired villain from the OK K.O universe. Succulentus is voiced by Jonathan David, the lead vocalist for the new metal band, Korn. Some of the dialogue Succulentus uses in the episode Know Your Mom are lyrics that reference different new metal bands. Are You Ready is from the Korn song, Blind. Stop Confusing What Is Real is from the Linkin Park song, Crawling. You're Gonna Pay for All Those Years of Beating Me Down is from the Korn song, Falling Away From Me. You Woken Up the Demon in Me is from the song Down With the Sickness by Disturbed. A Coffee Will Really Wake Me Up Inside Right About Now is a reference to the song Bring Me to Life by Evanescence. I Want to See You Try to Take a Swing at Me is from the Korn song Thoughtless. Every step that I take is another mistake for you is a reference to the Linkin Park song, Numb. In the episode You're Level 100, when Big Daryl flung KO into the pavement, KO became very angry. In the midst of his anger, his eyelids darkened to a deep shiny purple, the tips on his hair and sideburns became messy, and his fist began to emit small sparks of purple electricity. TKO also appeared in the episode Face Your Fear as a shadow silhouette. Glowing orbs, better known as glorbs, are energy balls that gives the characters and items in the OK K.O universe unique abilities. Glorbs are made of dense energy. They were created by the president of the universe to make life as fun as possible. At the end of the series, we're introduced to two new employees at the bodega fighting a Boxman bot. These two teams look similar to Rad and Enid. Unfortunately, no official names were given to these two teams. Chip damages a minor character in the OK K.O universe. Chip has two metal gauntlets at the end of his hands, a blue bodysuit with a white belt buckle with his initials in it. Chip damages a hero at point. In the episode Final Exam, it's revealed that Chip damages an android created by Dr. Grayman. We've Got Fleas is the 29th episode in season 1. In this episode, KO, Rad, and Enid get turned into a werepuppy, a werecat, and a werebunny after they got bitten by Crinkly Wrinkly to help them fight against Michaela. After the battle, the trio realized they couldn't turn back, so instead they wore costumes of their original appearance at the end of the episode. In some episodes, it's shown that they're still were animals that are wearing human costumes. KO's video channel, Monster Party, and Thank You for Watching the Show shows that the trio are still in their were animal forms. Also, just in case anyone wants to know, if KO becomes TKO in his animal form, he'll be a wolf. Originally, the OK K.O crew wanted the crossover Nexus special to be longer than 11 minutes. The episode was originally going to be 22 minutes long. Characters from the Secret Saturdays and other characters besides Sunny from Class of 3000 got cut in the final production. There was also a scene where Raven is possessed by evil ink from the red pen, and K.O creates a hero that's just all their friends smashed together. The new hero would have had Gwen's head, Cyborg's body, Steven's gem, and Enid's legs. The storyboard for the original special was already done and ready to be sent overseas to animate, but Cartoon Network wanted the special to be reduced to 11 minutes, so most of the planned scenes were dropped and the entire idea was reworked. The big reveal aired on July 26 in 2019. In this episode, it's revealed who KO's father is. On an episode of the What a Cartoon podcast, it's revealed that this episode was originally planned to be a 1-hour special, but the OK K.O crew decided to make it an 11-minute episode instead because they felt like some of the parts didn't contribute much to the story.
There was a 22-minute version that we had drafted up, but this 11-minute version's better.
It ended up being a lot better, and it's a lot more compact. And yeah.
The reason for that is that there was a lot more just normal business of an episode and just stuff happening that wasn't actually necessarily serving the main gut punches of the episode and all the actual reveals. It was just really kind of buttressing the amount of time we were spending in the past with characters who weren't KO and yada, yada, yada. Just trying to make it feel like a normal OK K.O episode. But we made the call to, like, you know, especially once creatively we were told, do what you need to do. We were like, we'll try it as an 11 and not include a bunch of stuff that...
There was just a bunch of, like, extra rigmarole, like, you know, reasons why they're, like, having the battle, like, what Boxman's plan was and all that stuff. We just, like, cut all that stuff. Because there was just a bunch of exposition anyway.
Yeah. And it's better. It's better.
It's better for it. Yeah.
Let's Take a Moment premiered on November 17, 2017. In this episode, Carol and Mr. Gar fight against Steamboard, a supervillain from their days at Point. Also in this episode, Mr. Gar confronts Carol about the sandwich incident, which was the day when Laser Blast disappeared. Mr. Gar tells Carol that he's sorry for everything that happened on that day. Carol forgives him, and they both work together to take down Steamboard. After the battle, Carol decides to head home, but first goes to her dojo to grab her purse. After entering the dojo, she checks her earpiece to tell an unknown person that everything is in control and there's no need to send a unit, and then she ends the call. According to Toby Jones, the OK K.O crew wanted to make a crossover special called The Summer of Garnet. This is where they would have bring Garnet from Steven Universe to the Plaza. She would have joined the Bodega crew and would spend the whole summer hanging out and fighting robots. She also would have stayed with K.O and Carol. In the episode Let's Watch the Pilot, The episode is set in an alternative universe where the characters in this episode are actors that were invited to Dynamite Walking's talk show to review the pilot episode. At the end of the episode, the power is yours. The fourth wall is broken and the planetary alert PSA. The crew looks directly at the audience and tells them what they can do in order to help the environment. In the episode, Your World is an Illusion, K.O. literally jumps through the screen while trying to avoid being hit by Raymond. In the episode The Big Reveal, Lord Boxman said that he and Professor Venomous were going to stall the reveal longer to torment K.O. for at least another season. In the series finale, K.O. is upset and confused about time passing so quickly. He says it's not fair, we were supposed to go on more adventures, while rushing past promotional posters of previous episodes. Also at the end of the season finale, K.O. tells the audience thank you for watching the show. The Hue Troop is a team of superheroes from the future. The members are Black Strategy, Yellow Technique, Green Guts, and their leader Blue Power. Red Ashen was also a part of the Hue Troop, but she left the group in order to hang out in the past. Red Ashen has an old selfie with Yellow Technique on her social media account. The caption says, "Remember the future times," with a broken heart symbol. Mighty Magic Sword is a Cartoon Network series about the siblings, Vamber and Prohyas, who are warriors for hire that go on adventures and quests around the world to find and collect magical swords known as Magic Swords. Rad appears in the Mighty Magic Sword episode, Let's Team Up Because We Aren't Bad Friends. This episode was the series finale for Mighty Magic Sword. In the episode Radical Rescue, the picture that Rad took with Witchy Simone made a brief cameo. Throughout the series, there are hidden symbols placed in different areas in each episode. These symbols are codes that can be used in the video game OK K.O. Let's Play Heroes. Mr. Carsley premiered in the episode No More Power Cards. Mr. Carsley is an anthropomorphic cat in a purple suit. In the episode Let's Fight to the End, it's revealed by Carla, his former assistant and now CEO of the company, that Carsley has died. It's speculated that when TKO blew up the Power Card factory, Mr. Carsley had died in the explosion. In the series finale, Mr. Carsley can be seen in this show's version of hell being spanked by ghosts. In May 2019, a picture surfaced on Reddit with Sonic, Tails, and KO hanging out. On top of this, a picture of Ian Jones Quarty visiting the Sega company, and a picture of him and Toby Jones filming a secret end-screen credit that appears at the ending of each episode was posted by them on Twitter. People speculated there was going to be a Sonic and OK K.O. crossover. Many people thought that this was just a rumor, but it wasn't until the 2019 San Diego Comic-Con where the Sonic crossover was confirmed. Rex is a bounty hunter who crash landed in a danger zone just outside of Lakewood. Throughout the series, Rex mostly appears as a background character. Rex the Bunny was originally an OC that Ian Jones Quarty created when he was 13. RPG World was an award-winning webcomic that was created by Ian Jones Quarty. RPG World was a parody of RPG console games. In OK K.O., the character Hero appears in the episode A Hero's Fate. This episode serves as a proper finale to the webcomic. Punk Reverie is the character that mostly appears in the background in the series. He's usually seen hanging out with Glitter Starlight throughout the series. In the episode Parents' Day, it's revealed in a family photo album that him and Enid are related to each other, specifically on Enid's dad's side of the family. The idea to make these two cousins came from storyboard artist Geneva Hodson. OK K.O. exists in Steven Universe and Craig of the Creek as a video game. In Steven Universe, Lakewood Plaza Turbo is an arcade cabinet that can be seen in the background of the Funland arcade. K.O. also appears as a playable character in the episode Punchin' Pals. Each show also takes place in an alternative universe of the state of Maryland. While in development, OK K.O. went by the title Mini Maulers. Dendy was even an elf instead of a Kappa in this version. The reason for the change is because there was also another Cartoon Network show in development with the initials MM. I'm assuming they're referring to either Mighty Magic Sword or Mau Mau. Other titles that the crew thought of were Super Lakewood Action Plaza, Knockout Friends, Radical Knockout, Play Fighters, Turbo Friends Punch, Friend Fighters, Punch Buddies, Super Chuckle Sandwich, Action Sandwich, Knockout Club, Punch Buffet, Mighty Mall, Punch Town Heroes, Rumble Pack, Dynamite Shop, and Knockout Pals. The theory of Raymond receiving the turbo form comes from a photo that Toby Jones tweeted out, where he's showing a sneak peek of an upcoming episode. Some fans speculated that Raymond will receive a turbo form, but actually this was just an episode about fashion, and he was just dressed up. Michaela is a Boxman bot that appeared in the episode We Got Fleas. The original design was way more humanoid. The pilot design was created by Lamar Abrams. The mobile game version was designed by Ian Jones Quarry himself, and the final design was created by Geneva Hodson. The president of the universe is a charismatic being that premiered in the episode Let's Fight to the End. He created glores to make life as fun as possible. The president of the universe originally came from the Cartoon Network show Secret Mountain Fort Awesome, a show Ian Jones Quarry had worked on in the past. In the episode Wacky Jets, we're introduced to the character Johnny. According to Ian Jones Quarry, Johnny's original name was Hayato before being localized to Lakewood. For people who don't understand the joke, think of Ash from Pokemon. Ash's original name is Satoshi, but when Pokemon got localized to the West, they renamed Satoshi to Ash for the Western audience. Your World is an Illusion premiered on May 4th in 2018. In this episode, the character Holojan gets a speaking role. K.O. also learns that his world isn't real. After learning the truth, K.O. attempts to go about his day, but he's horrified to learn that his entire life is fake. Rowan Atkinson is a British actor known for his character Mr. Beans. In the episode Hope This Flies, when Rad and Red Action agrees to a race, everyone in the crowd shouts, "It's a race." This is where we see a weird looking shirtless man. This man is Enrico Pololini, played by Rowan Atkinson from the movie Rat Race.
It's a race! It's a race! I hope I win.
There were other crossover specials that the OK K.O crew wanted to do, but never made it into production, like the Space Ghost crossover, the Mega Man crossover, the Captain Caveman crossover, the Hong Kong Phooey crossover, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and even Sailor Moon. In the original script for Lakewood Plaza Turbo, there was dialogue exchanged between K.O and Carol that referenced the Sonic Chew comic that was written by Chris Chan. The dialogue was changed in the final production. By the way, if you don't know who Chris Chan is, do yourself a favor and never look this person up, or look up the Sonic Chew comic. According to Ian Jones Quarry, Mr. Gar has a sister who's also a nun named Sister Gar. Mr. Gar's sister has never appeared in the series. In the episode All in the Villainy, it's revealed in a flashback that Fink was a feral child that lived in a sewer. Fink had white fur and short pink hair. This scene implies that Professor Venomous didn't create Fink, but found her when she was younger. And judging by the fact that Fink's appearance is way different in the flashback, we can probably assume that Professor Venomous probably did some sort of experimentation on her, which changed her appearance over time. In the episode Thank You for Watching the Show, K.O experienced multiple time skips throughout the episode that put him and other characters in the series in different scenarios. The time skips are scrap episodes that the crew didn't create since the show got cancelled. Kimson Albert was the animation director for OK K.O. He also worked on the Adult Swim series Venture Bros, also as an animation director. Nearly every episode, Kimson Albert is credited with a quote for that specific episode as the middle name, a tradition that he started back when he worked on the Venture Bros. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. In the episode Everyone's Sidekick, Enid tells K.O that he'll never melt her icy heart. At the end credits of this episode, Kimson is credited as Kimson Icy Heart Albert. In the episode of TKO Rules, there are flashing crayon images that appear on screen throughout the episode, one of which is TKO surrounded by darkness saying how he can't stop. The image implies that TKO wants to stop, but can't, like it's against his nature, sort of like he was made to be malicious. Lord Boxman is one of the main antagonists of the series. He's the owner of the Boxmore factory and the creator of the Boxman bots. The right side of his face has a cybernetic covering, and his left arm is a chicken leg with white feathers that go up to his shoulder. The reason Boxman has a chicken arm is because Ian Jones Quarry wanted him to have an unusual arm, but he didn't know what kind of arm he wanted Boxman to have. The chicken arm was created after Ian Jones Quarry got help finalizing the design with the help of Lamar Abrams. In the beginning of the episode Planet X, Rad, Enid, and K.O are playing a multiplayer game on their phones. The in-game characters are some of the early concept designs for Enid, Rad, and K.O from the show's early development days. The designs were created by Bill Otomo. Also, here's some other concept art that was created by Anthony Holden. Squeezo is an anthropomorphic pink cat with a dark pink bow tie and a pair of pink underwear. Squeezo made his first cameo in the episode No More Power Cards. According to Toby Jones, Squeezo was supposed to get his own Halloween special called Don't Squeeze the Squeezo. The outline for the episode was approved by Cartoon Network and ready to be storyboarded. The episode was a homage to creepypastas and other spooky stories kids tell each other. Unfortunately, this episode was never produced and only was shown briefly in the series finale. In the episode TKO's House, TKO is seen wearing an all-black t-shirt with a star symbol in the front. When TKO premieres again in the episode TKO's Rules, he's seen wearing a black t-shirt, this time without the star. Some people speculated that the star was removed because of religious purposes, but this theory was never confirmed. The end credits are shot by Toby Jones and Ian Jones Cordy. Most of the end credits features a character cutout that was the main focus of that specific episode. The end credit scenes are filmed by a Canon EOS camera. The cutouts are usually seen floating back and forth in the wind, being shot in different backgrounds. A purple filter can also be seen on some end credits for specific episodes. In Ian Jones Cordy's first pitch for the series, Denny was originally a different character named Jenny. Jenny was originally a cyborg from the future. Jenny was redesigned by Toby Jones and later got her name changed to Dendy. Bye Bye Boxman 1 and 2 was the original name for the season 1 finale of the episode You're in Control. In this episode, K.O and his friends have to face off against a new enemy created by Lord Boxman. In the episode Final Exam, Enid tries to save Rad and K.O. after they were captured by the Point Troopers. In the midst of trying to rescue them, the Point Troopers try to subdue Enid and try to tase her, claiming she was being too crazed.
The student is too crazed. I'll use my handy-dandy stabilization matrix.
Hey there, Pally! I'm gonna help calm you down!
The theory of Glorious being this universe version of steroids mostly comes from the Point Prep arc, specifically the episode Mystery Sleepover, where Glorious were used as a power-up buff for Chip Damage's secret gifted class.
You're the best of the best. You've proven yourselves. The power goes to you. You each have one power-up buff for this week. Use it wisely, or I'll activate it for you.
What?